Hello, viewers. Thanks for joining me. My name is Martin Caballero. I'm the managing editor at BevNET.com, and today I'm going to be speaking with Jonathan Miller, who is the general counsel of the U.S. Hemp Roundtable. The U.S. Hemp Roundtable is an industry group that works with elected officials to craft and pass legislation to support both hemp farmers and consumers. And today we're going to get a little bit of an update about what the group has been working on lately, progress that's being made towards creating a legal pathway for hemp-infused food and beverages, as well as highlight some of the main issues that entrepreneurs in the space should be paying attention to at this time. Jonathan, it's great to have you here with us. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm great, surviving the pandemic.
Before we get into some of the more current news, can you tell me a little bit about the mission of the U.S. Hemp Roundtable and how the food and beverage industries fit within those goals?
Sure. So the U.S. Hemp Roundtable is the hemp industry's leading business advocacy organization. We've been around for about 6 years in one form or another. We have over 90 member organizations and companies that represent every element of the hemp food chain, from the seed in the ground to the products sold in the stores. And our mission is to promote safe and legal hemp and hemp products. We've worked to get the 2014 Farm Bill passed, which created hemp pilot programs. The 2018 Farm Bill passed, which fully legalized hemp. And now we're really focused on both state laws as well as the FDA. And the FDA has issued some non-binding legal guidance that says that it's illegal to add CBD to food and beverages. And that's something that we are working to try to change and to make clear that hemp CBD is safe and should be allowed in food and beverages across the country.
Within the greater context of the hemp CBD industry, how does food and beverage fit into the priorities that the group is working on?
It's a major focus of ours. Right now, there is a bit of a glut of CBD in the marketplace. We've had this tremendous growth of hemp farming over the last several years. It's been growing exponentially pretty much every year. And about 2/3 to 3/4 of all hemp being grown right now is for CBD. We know that that's going to change. We're looking forward to hemp and fiber products growing over the course of the next several years. But right now, CBD is the leading product, and there's a lot of hemp CBD that has been grown and then processed and is looking for ultimate sellers. We believe that when we open up greater the food and beverage marketplace, that is going to allow for even more growth in the sale of hemp CBD and even more opportunity for American hemp farmers.
The glut that you refer to, has that increased the sense of urgency for you to work with legislators to relieve some of that traffic?
You know, our main focus is making sure that hemp is a viable crop for American farmers. And right now, we're challenged because the market for hemp CBD products is limited by the FDA statements. Now, as you know, and as your viewers know, there are hemp CBD beverages and foods being sold already all over the country. Many of them are great products. Some are charlatans. Some might even be dangerous. And there's a lot of concern about that. And so we are urging the FDA, in the interest of public health and safety, as well as the interest of American hemp farmers, to recognize CBD, to take it out of this gray area where they've issued non-binding legal guidance but haven't enforced on it, and then to regulate it and to make sure that products that are being sold in the marketplace are safe and quality assured.
We've been talking about the ongoing efforts to find a regulatory solution for legal CBD in food and beverage for some time now. How would you characterize the progress that's been made so far on a federal level, and what are some of the next steps you guys are advocating for in terms of the immediate future?
Well, we've had progress in terms of hemp come in such a rapid stage. I got started in this effort in 2012, and seen from pure prohibition 2012 to full legalization of hemp in 2018. That's 6 years. That might seem a long time, but in Congress time, it is lightning speed. We've run into our challenge has been at the FDA, and they have been taking what we feel is too long to address these products. Great Britain, just a couple months ago, came out with some very strong, very pro-consumer guidance, which permits the sale of hemp as a food, hemp and CBD as a food and beverage additive, up to certain daily limits, as long as it passes through safety studies and all the normal kinds of regulations that are applied to dietary supplements and to food. And we would love to see the FDA do the same.
In this current political atmosphere and with the pandemic being top of mind, how has that affected your priorities?
The pandemic has had a very negative effect on our economy, and we believe, and we're making the case to Congress, that if you really want to give a boost to the economy, and you don't want to spend a dime, they've already spent trillions of dollars on stimulus relief. Regulatory relief through the FDA, forcing the FDA to finally regulate CBD as a dietary supplement and food and beverage additive, is a no-cost way of helping spur an industry to create jobs for small businesses, to create opportunities for retail sellers, and to create income for farmers. And you can do all that without spending a dime of stimulus money. So we're hopeful that as Congress is looking towards ways of giving the economy a boost, that they will take our issue and understand that they can do something that's in the interest of consumers, in the interest of farmers, and also in the interest of the economy without charging taxpayers a dime.
Is that going to be a bigger part of the group's message going forward, just the economic benefits that can help in this particular time?
Our message is really focused on the challenges that the FDA's guidance has caused on the industry, and the unbelievable economic opportunity that will accrue if we lift this gray area, this cloud that the FDA has imposed, and we finally both legalize and regulate these products. And once we do, we think we're not going to solve the economy. We're not going to take a recession and turn it into instant GDP growth, but we could play a significant role in helping a lot of small businesses and certainly a lot of farmers.
At this particular time, what should entrepreneurs in the food and beverage space be paying attention to in terms of legislative efforts or developments in the market?
Well, I encourage anyone who's interested in these issues to join us. We've got a free email service. If you go to hempsupporter.com, which is our website, and sign up to be a hemp supporter, we'll not only keep you updated on progress of legislative initiatives, but we also empower folks at the site to email their congressmen, email their senators, even email their state legislators. Even if you don't know who they are, you type in your name and your zip code, and up pops a message for you to personalize and to get directly into the inboxes of your representatives. Everybody's home right now, so are congressmen, so are their staffs, and they've got a lot more time to read their constituent emails, and we really encourage folks in the beverage industry to do the same. I mean, we really are counting on the beverage industry to become outspoken on this. Congress needs to understand that if FDA engages in regulation, that there's going to be a lot more beverage companies out there who are interested in the space, and thus creating a lot more jobs and a lot more opportunities for farmers. So the more that we can hear from beverage companies to their congresspeople, to contacting us at the U.S. Hemp Roundtable, offering your all's assistance, the easier this fight will be.
The FDA hasn't been shy about issuing warning letters to companies making certain claims about CBD in recent years. So is that going to have a broader effect on attitudes, either from consumers or legislators? Are we going to see a long-term impact from some of the things that we're seeing right now?
Yeah, any legislation that passes is going to be clear that you cannot make disease remediation claims on CBD products, period. Folks out there who have claims on their products that say it's going to cure cancer, or we've even seen some products claim that they're going to cure the COVID virus. Those are outrageous. Please stop doing that if you're thinking about doing that. And any law will clamp down on it. And that's why it's so important for the FDA to regulate. There are great products out there that not only don't make claims, but also use all of the good manufacturing practices, do everything that is incumbent on a beverage or food or dietary supplement. And then there are those out there that make false claims and don't apply GMP. And only when the FDA gets engaged and starts regulating will we be able to punish those companies that are the bad actors while giving protection to companies that are good actors.
So, Jonathan, another subject that I know members of Congress are interested in is testing, and specifically ways to distinguish legal hemp from marijuana, which is intoxicating and is still federally illegal. So how are you guys working to support that, and how does that sort of fit into the overall health of the industry going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We have the industry 4 years ago set up a spin-off organization called the U.S. Hemp Authority. And the U.S. Hemp Authority is a self-regulating organization that over the course of 4 years has gone through 3 different iterations of standards and practices, holding to the fire both farmers, processors, and retail sellers. That companies that pass through an independent audit on those standards are able to put a certificate on their products indicating that their products are safe and quality assured. We encourage any beverage manufacturer out there who is in the CBD space to apply. USHempAuthority.org is our website. In that way, you can signal to your consumers that your products have been tested. They're hemp. They're not marijuana. They don't have high levels of toxins and heavy metals, and they meet all of the GMP requirements that we expect from food and beverages. So, encourage you if you're in this space to check out the U.S. Hemp Authority because it's a great way for you to prove to consumers that your products are safe and quality assured.
Now, you mentioned the glut of CBD before. Is there enough access for testing for people to get their raw materials certified and processed correctly?
There are plenty of certified labs across the country that do this kind of testing. You know, we'd like to get to the phase where we're not yet at where a police officer on the road on the highway pulls over a truck filled with something that looks like marijuana. And is able to do a test on a field test to indicate that it's whether it's marijuana or it's hemp. That's not there yet, but it is clear that any company that wants to get in this space has many options to get their products tested by certified labs, not only for THC level, but also for heavy metals and pesticides and other contaminants.
And it's very difficult to predict the future, especially right now. But how do you see hemp and CBD playing a role in the kind of post-COVID consumer behaviors and just also shopping habits?
We've seen a bit of an uptick on sales of CBD during the pandemic online. During stressful times, people look to CBD as a way to cope, as a way to improve their own health and wellness. I think that the demand is going to continue to increase. And the challenge for our industry is really diversification. CBD is great, but there are so many other uses, both in terms of food and beverage. There are also a bunch of other cannabinoids that folks are looking at, but also on the fiber side, we'd love to see folks in your industry not only look to hemp to fill the bottle that you sell, but also potentially to compose the bottle. In Europe, so much of plastic comes from hemp fiber, and we would love to see that happen here in the U.S. Because not only is it good for the industry, good for farmers, but it's great for the environment. Hemp is biodegradable, sustainable, and we'd love to see a day where more and more consumer products not only contain hemp, but also are made from hemp.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and we'll hope that you join us again sometime. Take care.
Great. Thank you. Enjoyed it.